If you enjoy these programs, please like and subscribe. What's crazy about this verse, you won't even believe me if I tell you this. Missionaries actually use it to say, we have Jesus' crucifixion in the book of Zechariah. Mind-blowing. Because if this verse passage is talking about Jesus, it means Jesus is a false prophet. I don't know if you understood the enormity of that.
Carla, you're live on the air. Please tell us your name, where you're calling from.
Hello, William and Rabino Tovia Singer. Thank you so much for what the two of you are doing on this platform. Thanks to this channel, so many questions of mine have been answered, and I really appreciate that. Anyways, my question is regarding the story of the bronze snake in the book of Numbers, and also Zechariah 13:6, where it talks about the false prophet who will have wounds on his hands. I would like to know, Rabbi, do you think that story of the bronze snake, was that God warning us of the idolatry that would take place today with Jesus on the cross? Because I know that later on in the book of Kings, that bronze snake gets destroyed. And also in Zechariah 13:6, is God warning us also of Jesus being a false prophet? Because a lot of people think that he did not even exist. But if this verse is warning us that he would admit that he was false, could this mean that he really did come and spoke as if he were a prophet?
Okay.
Okay, go ahead and hang up now and tune in for your answer. Thank you very much, Marlon.
Numbers 21. The nation in the wilderness is attacked by poisonous snakes. And the nation is under the impression that they have a snake problem, a serpent problem. Okay? What Moses' command to do is to take a bronze serpent and place it on a pole and hold it up to the sky. Okay? So people will look up at the bronze serpent. There's a play on words between the word serpent and the word bronze. So imagine the picture. The Jews are going, what's going on here? They're screaming at Moses, why you took us out of Egypt that we would have this problem? Got it? So the people were under the impression, as people often are, that whatever problem they are confronting, I got a marital problem. No, you don't. You have another problem, but not that. I have a serpent problem. No, you don't. So imagine you think you have a serpent problem, a poisonous snake problem. So Moshe Rabbeinu, Moses our teacher of blessed memory, puts a bronze serpent on a pole and holds it up high, and people look at it. Now, what are they looking at? They see a serpent made out of bronze, but what's the background? The heavens, right? So they go, oh, we really have a heavenly problem, not a separate problem, and then they are healed. The book of John is going to completely misappropriate this and is going to use this in John chapter 3, that this somehow is Jesus and the Messiah. We get that. Okay, so that's all the issue was, that people were able to look and see what the real problem was. Then you asked about Zechariah 13, verse 6. There we encounter false prophets at the end of days who will step forward and admit that they're really no prophet. I really should have been a tiller of the soil. This is insane. Background. Daniel describes the resurrection briefly in the 12th chapter. And he describes a resurrection. There are many who lie on the earth who will rise, some for everlasting life, and others for lasting contempt and damnation. So that the righteous will have a resurrection, but the wicked also will be resurrected. For why? Contempt and damnation. What that means is that people will see, look how wicked these people are. Now we may look back at the leaders of different religions and say, oh, great people. But then they're going to see for themselves. One of these false prophets come into view in Zechariah 13, and he's going to be very ashamed of the visions that he had given, and he's going to admit that I really should have never claimed to be a prophet. I should have been working the soil. I should have been someone who works with breeding animals. And in verse 6, one shall say unto him, Mohamakos ha'elu, what are these wounds, ben yodecha, between your hands? So what is striking about him is that he has wounds between his hands, and he shall say unto them, those are the wounds I received in the house of my friends. What's crazy about this verse, you won't even believe me if I tell you this. Missionaries actually use it to say, we have Jesus' crucifixion in the book of Zechariah. Mind-blowing. Because if this passage is talking about Jesus, it means Jesus is a false prophet. I don't know if you understood the enormity of that. We have Zechariah 13, which begins with God cleansing the earth of impurity. Read Zechariah 13, verse 1. This is when the fountain will be opened for the house of David. It's all messianic. And all the false prophets will be cleansed, will be removed, and even the dead ones are going to be brought back. And someone's going to say to him, what are those wounds? So missionaries actually use Zechariah 13:6 out of context to say it's talking about Jesus. If Zechariah 13:6 is talking about Jesus, it means he's a false prophet who's brought back from the dead based on Daniel chapter 12, verse 2. So it's really mind-blowing. One caveat to this, you wouldn't even believe what I'm saying. What I'm saying is so crazy that you'll go, I'm not sure I believe you. But if you do, you do. There are actually some Christian commentators who are more honest and realize the problem they have on their hands, pun intended, by claiming Zechariah 13:6 is about Jesus. So there are Christian commentaries that say, and no one should say Zechariah 13:6 is about Jesus, because the church has been doing that a long time, because if you're saying Jesus is a false prophet. You follow? Isn't that crazy? So you literally have missionaries, I don't want to embarrass them, but some of them you know, who use Zechariah 13:6, but it's talking about a false prophet, not a true prophet. So here we have a misappropriation of text in Numbers and in Zechariah 13. Thank you so much for your question. If you enjoy these programs, please like and subscribe.
אדון עולם אשר מלך בטרם כל יציר נברא עת נעשה בחפצו כל אזי מלך שמו נקרא ואחרי ככלות הכל לבדו ימלוך נורא